Hi guys, it's Janet Wakeland with remarkablycreated.com. This morning I did what I call a remarkably fast video, just literally less than 2-minute overview of the project that I'm going to do as a full length now. I've been doing these remarkably fast videos over on my Facebook page, Remarkable Stampers, and it's just a great way for me to showcase really short tips that just don't seem to fit on YouTube. So let's look at the extended version of that remarkably fast tip from this morning. Also, if you're watching this anytime between October 19th and October 23rd, the stamp sets that I'm going to show you are available to purchase at 15% off. Stampin' Up! Has almost all of their stamp sets available at 15% off. So for today's project, we are working with Gorgeous Grunge. I think this is one of those essential must-have stamp sets. It's kind of like an accessory that makes your little black dress look new again, and there's so many potential things that you can do with the Gorgeous Grunge to accentuate and accent and embellish your card and your stamping projects. And then the other one is a really fun stamp set called Sparkly Season, and with this one you've got some elements to do snow globes, so you could do them as actual shaker globes. You can just do them as really sweet cards, and that's where I pulled the jack-o'-lantern from, so Sparkly Season. Gorgeous Grunge is in our annual catalog, and Sparkly Season is in our holiday catalog. So let's take a look at our project. What I started with was a piece of cardstock that is 3.5 inches wide by 6 inches long, and I simply folded it in half. And then working with our scalloped tag topper punch, normally you would slide a piece of cardstock in that is 2 inches wide right here in the channel, but we're going to bypass that channel, kind of going up and over top, and then sliding this in and back as far as it will go. Now, because it is 2 layers of cardstock, it's going to require a little extra oomph to press it out. And then once you have this done, what you're going to do is we're going to take one of our circle framelits, and you're going to hook it over both parts of the scallop, and you're going to see that the fold is actually, there's a gap there, which is what we want, because we want a finished product that's going to open just like that. We don't want 2 separate pieces. And so then what you're going to do is you will take your magnetic platform, an acrylic plate, you will lay that down, your next plate on top, and you will run it through your Big Shot die cutting machine. And when you remove it from there, you will have a piece that opens just like that, has the scallop at the top and at the bottom. What we want to do next is we want to take our scoring tool, and I'm going to score sideways just because I've got all this crazy stuff right here in front of me. And I'm going to simply score it at 1/4 inch. On my scoring tool, you'll see the S for scoring and the C for cutting. We try to avoid any accidental mistakes. And just make sure I've got that score nice in there. And 1/4 inch on either side. So we'll just give it a little bit of a score. Set that aside. And then I just want to go over those creases. Make sure I've got a nice crease. And pretend like I've got a bone folder in my hand and I'm giving that a nice crease. Guys, creative, so you can use your imagination really well. And that's going to give me a nice base. If I wanted to do something smaller, then here I'm going to actually put candies in mine. But if I wanted to do something smaller, in this case here with the lollipop, I only did it 1/4 inch on either, I mean 1/8 inch on either side. And what I did for that one is I took one of our handheld punches and I punched it right in the center, and then your lollipop stick just goes right down in that hole, and then you can pull that up and around it. But I didn't need the crease quite as wide for a lollipop. So just play with the width from 1/8 to 1/2 inch out, just trying to see which ones work best for you. 1/8, 1/4, anything like that. So before I assemble this now, what I want to do is I'm going to fold it up flat. And right now it's just a plain orange circle, so we want to add a little bit of depth and dimension to it using our Gorgeous Grunge stamp, and we're just going to use the background piece that's there. So we're just going to just add some striations, some lines to it, making it look more realistic. And then I have one of our sponge daubers, and I'm just going to kind of come in here and sponge the edges just a little bit, giving it a little bit of depth. So we've got that added. Then I want to take the jack-o'-lantern face from the Sparkly Season, and we'll go ahead and we'll ink that up and stamp it down. So there I have my happy jack-o'-lantern face. And now I want to add some stems and leaves. Some really fun paper that Stampin' Up! Has in the new catalog is this corrugated paper. We have it in both white and craft. It comes with both colors in the pack. And I'm going to be working with the craft or the crumb cake color to add a little bit of color. I did punch it with the Flower Builder punch, which is what's actually designed to create poinsettias for the holidays, but I chose to use it as leaves, and then I just cut a rectangular piece that I can just curl around to make a stem. So let's lay those back flat for just a second. We'll take our sponge dauber, and I'm just going to brush some Mossy Meadow on, and I like that I get the crumb cake showing through because it's corrugated, so I get that color there on the inside. If you wanted to reach into the depths of the corrugation, into the valleys where it's corrugated, you could actually use a spritzing tool. And the spritzing tool, the moisture, the wetness will get down in between. But I really wanted that contrast. It was something that I really liked. So we've got that happening. Let's open this back up again. We're going to take some Fast Fuse. We're going to put our candies in. You'll notice that all of them come. It's because I've already taken Fast Fuse and adhered them into a nice stack of 3 so that I have my nice little candy treat happening just like that. And I'm a big believer in our little stapler. It's a great little adhesive tool to have, so we have that happening. And now I'm going to take a little bit of adhesive so I can roll this up. And you can trim it down to size once you get it in place. So we're just going to stick it into the opening. Then we can take Fast Fuse on our leaves. And we can just kind of stick them down. I should lay them flat to do this. I was trying to do it in a way that I thought you might be able to see it better. There we go. And then this one we'll put in front. And you can add a little bow if you would like. And again, we need to take and trim down that stem just a little bit. Although I did pick up a few pumpkins myself this weekend, and they seem to have really long stems. So there you go, a nice simple little treat for your mini candies. Sometimes at Halloween, candy can get a little bit pricey, and putting treats out can get expensive. And when you only put 1 or 2 small ones, they don't look like much, so dressing them up like that just really adds a pretty little favor and helps you be a little bit more cost conscious. So here again was the lollipop. I went ahead and added just a little bit of linen thread. And then one more project for you. Another way to give out treats, of course, is in a little bag. You've got lots of little goodies. And for this bag, I used the Hostess Set 6 Sayings that's in the holiday catalog. Our Hostess Sets are currently not 15% off, but with the sale, it's really easy to collect orders from all of your friends, and then you can earn this set for free while enjoying a discount on the stamps. You could also just place a personal order of $150 or more to enjoy that savings and then pick up this stamp. I think the fabulous one is going to be used a lot in my holiday scrapbooking and some fun projects. So we're just going to go ahead and add some dimensionals to the back of this. I've already taken our Halloween paper and cut it 1.5 inches and 2.5 inches wide and just created some little banner strips. We'll just add this little guy. And this time I'm not going to add the green only because there's no green in the paper. It's just all orange and black. And so I'm going to leave it just as it is. And we'll just put some adhesive on our leaves. And again, just kind of tucking our leaves in. However you think leaves should look. And then I don't have my fine tip glue, but I would take a little bit of glue and I would just add that little bow just up there just to give it that little bit of oomph. I love our gold cording and I've already started building a stash of it. I'm really hoping that we carry it over into the annual catalog, but just in case not, every time I have a little extra room on an order, I go ahead and I add one. So just some 3 variations for you. We started with a 3.5 inch by 6 inch piece of cardstock and just had some fun creating some Halloween treats. So have fun creating your own treats and make sure that you check out the sale by visiting remarkablycreated.com. Thanks.